and Coulter had to switch seats on a Delta flight. Then came the tirade. Back when nearly everyone else on the planet seemed outraged at United Airlines over the violent de-seating of a paying passenger, Aunt Coulter, as she so often does, shared her own unique take. "Sorry about the dragging," she wrote in April. "But convicted pill mill doctor should be deported. The bloodied passenger had a criminal history and immigrated from Vietnam, you see." But so much for Coulter's nuanced take on air travel. On Saturday, she declared the worst airline in America to be not United, but Delta Airlines, which allegedly committed the offense of de-seating Aunt Coulter. Coulter didn't just slam Delta for moving her from her pre-booked seat with extra legroom to another seat in the same row, according to the airline. She also documented the experience in photos and tweet after tweet, which she shared with her 1.6 million followers, not to mention the wider spectrum of people fascinated by things Aunt Coulter does. So here is a member of the flight crew accused of summarily snatching my ticket from my hand and ordering me to move W/O explanation, compensation or apology. Coulter also shared the photo of the woman who waltzed in at the last minimum and took her seat, even though she is not elderly, child or sick, nor an air marshal or tall person. That woman and two other passengers stare at Coulter in the photo, perhaps wondering what will happen now that they have been photographed by the same unpredictable commentator who once wished assassination upon John Edwards, declined to condemn an abortion doctor's murder and joked about poisoning a Supreme Court justice. Not pictured, Delta's FreeWi Wi-Fi, which Coulter suspected was intentionally broken to prevent passengers from tweeting from the plane about how they're being treated. Coulter didn't immediately reply to questions, including why she decided to photograph and publicize her co-flyers' faces. It appears her new seat was in the same row, just not the exact seat she had selected, a Delta spokesman wrote to the Washington Post. "It was an exit row seat, has extra legroom," he wrote. She was moved from an aisle to a window. Same space, a few seats over. Regardless, the spokesman said the airline would reach out to Coulter about her concerns on the New York to Florida flight. A Delta spokesman told the Associated Press that the airline was reaching out to Coulter. When it does reach her, they may have a lot to talk about. Coulter has been an unhappy customer since at least 2010, when she wrote that her Delta flight to Portland got disrupted and that the ticketing agent she spoke with deserves to be the worst employee multiple award winner. A few years later, she wrote that she paid $1,500 for a ticket near someone who smells like a New York City cab driver. At least she had Wi-Fi, but no electrical outlets on the plane. Like a soda fountain without cups. #Delta. Coulter offered this advice at the time, but she apparently didn't take it, as she would keep flying Delta and complaining about Delta in subsequent years, up to this weekend's Twitter eruption. Other airlines don't seem to inspire the same invective. Coulter had a brief Twitter spasm on a JetBlue flight in late 2015, because the captain hasn't arrived yet. "Now, we have to worry about him flying drunk." But a few weeks later she posted a picture of herself smiling docilely with a JetBlue pilot who's always on time. And midway through Saturday's rant about her Delta trip, Coulter digressed to plug JetBlue's free Wi-Fi. Even non-famous people's airplane disaster stories have been making national news lately. So obviously Coulter's account has drawn quite a lot of attention, if not always sympathy for the celebrity. HuffPost accused her of seat-shaming the woman who took her extra legroom, for instance. And some people couldn't help but remember what she'd said about that United passenger, back when he found himself in similar circumstances, plus getting dragged down a plane aisle with a bloody nose.